I'm very privileged to be here today, and I thank all of you for being here. You know, here we're across the street from Serena Gundy Park, donated to the city in 1960 by the Gundy estate. And that park is one that has evolved since then, evolved with the needs of the community. It's become more wheelchair and stroller accessible. It's now linked up with other parks to form part of a seamless recreation trail through the Don Valley, one that I've used often for the slow running that I call marathon running, and to train for a bike ride to Kingston, Ontario. Some of the people in this room led me on that path. And this Saturday, that very park is where I will mark my cricket debut playing against Mayor Miller, no less. And I look forward to it. That park has also become a much bigger picnic destination and serves for so many as a respite from the hum of the city. And for me, it's a symbol for the kind of progress that I want to see at City Hall. Constant improvement, constant evolution based on an analysis of what is best for our individual and unique neighborhoods and communities. Over the past 30 years, we have become a more peaceful city with less violent crime of all kinds. So far this year, this trend has continued with an overall reduction of 8% in major crimes against people and property. That doesn't mean that every neighborhood is as safe as it needs to be. And in many of our neighborhoods, we just don't feel safe. When I lived at Sherbourne and Shooter and sent out to rent an apartment in my house, I learned just how differently men and women feel safety. And at the end of the day, a sense of safety is the real measure. So it's also time for our city to be more proactive on safety in places like our public housing communities. We need to own up to the fact that often we're failing to provide a safe and secure environment for more than 100,000 people for whom the city is the landlord. As a provincial cabinet minister, I argued for funding to put more officers on the streets. That's something that I've always supported. I'm a vigorous defender of current police budgets. But as in any large budget, there is room for improvement. Therefore, if you elect me as mayor, I will work to find efficiency in current budgets to hire at least 50 additional uniformed officers. We need to vigorously control overtime pay and use the savings for new police officers to target guns and gangs. And the city will need as well to look, following up on the auditor's report, at how we use paid duty officers. I think it's also time for our city to be more proactive on community safety. A statistical measure of incidents is important because you want to know how you're doing, but it can't be a proxy for safety. And I think that one of the things that can enhance the perception of safety in this city is a greater use of technology. The G20 extravaganza has brought 77 surveillance cameras to Toronto to provide security. We can certainly debate whether or not that was necessary for the safety of presidents and prime ministers. But Torontonians deserve the forward deployment of more cameras. Cameras can have a proven deterrent effect and can also be very helpful in solving crimes and for finding loved ones who go missing. We've paid for these cameras. I say now we must get to keep them for the benefit of Torontonians. Now here we are just a few days away from the G20 summit, and I sincerely hope that the foreign journalists covering this event look beyond our fake lake. We are a city on a great lake, the 14th largest freshwater lake in the whole world. And I think it's high time that Torontonians stood up and reasserted our purpose as a great city on a great lake. It's time we turned toward the lake and embraced our lakefront in every meaningful way. It's time we actually took a dip. To start with, if I'm elected mayor, I want to see simple things like showers installed on our beaches, 20 showers at our beaches so we can rinse off after a swim. I'd also like to see a city-based Twitter feed and web posting on the temperature and conditions on the beaches, real time. We need to promote that the water's just fine and invite people to come on in. We also need to encourage the TTC to run seasonal buses to our great beaches, because you can't swim if you can't get there. I support free ferry rides for children under 12 to help encourage more families to go spend time on our beautiful island beaches. And at the same time, we need to take crucial steps to keep that swimming water clean. Toronto is starting to participate in the International Blue Flag Swimmable Beaches program. And we need to ensure that our stormwater diversion is the best available so that we can increase the number of beaches where you can actually see the blue flag fly. I believe that our park should be a showcase of public spaces that bring communities together, especially as our population increases. Too often it seems like the 1,400 parks that we have been forgotten. And communities, many of whom have expressed their desire to maximize the full potential of our parks, have often been shut out. I say no more. At least 15 of our parks should be designated as signature parks, the kind of parks which in and of themselves are a destination. Parks like Madison Park and Bryant Park in New York stand as examples of parks which are at once community hubs and also serve as extraordinary tourist designations. We have all of that potential in Toronto. Parks like Allen Gardens, Earl Bales, James Gardens, Milliken Park, all have the potential to be great destinations with amenities like cafes and really great playgrounds. We should establish park conservancies like many great cities do to bring together friends of parks for their long-term preservation. And I want to add that I am intensely supportive of making Rouge Park a national park. It's an extraordinary urban jewel, 13 times the size of Central Park, and it's home to the City of Toronto's largest urban forest and working farm. And I think that in a city on a Great Lake, the ability to swim is essential. It's essential not just for the joy that it offers and respite from the heat, but from the standpoint of saving lives. Therefore, I will lead a recreation renaissance, starting with the idea that by the time children have completed grade 5, they should have been given every opportunity to learn how to swim. We all know that this city has boundless potential, but to do what we do best, we need to unleash new thinkings, be open to new ideas, and find new ways of achieving quality in everything that you do. Today I offer you a view that says that for the city to be as great as it can be, we have to be prepared to focus on core service and elevation of quality as a focus of all of the services that we provide. You might say, from here on out, if you elect me as mayor, quality will be job one. Thank you very much.